What's up, y'all? This is Dre back here with 3 Sweet Productions, and here I have
Eric
and
Jerry.
And today we are going to be talking about the dragon himself, Bruce Lee, and how he is portrayed in this bullshit-ass movie, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Go. Argument 1. How do you feel? How do you really feel? How do you really feel?
Look, I'd rather you speak first, Jerry, just because, because
you're a white guy.
You're a white guy.
Let's be real.
So I should go first.
No. It's not that you should go first. It's because you're your stereotypical Tarantino fan.
All right, and my last name is White, so doubly so.
Boom.
That's why I said you're a white guy.
Oh, that's true. So here's the thing. Haven't seen the movie.
Okay.
I have to disclaim that. I have read a ton about Bruce Lee in this film.
Yeah.
I've read about his daughter Shannon's reaction. Most recently, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, his lifelong friend, Jabbar, who says that he is a Tarantino fan. He loves his films.
Yeah.
Not even after Django.
Yeah. Not at all happy with the portrayal of Bruce Lee in this film. And I'm a lifelong Bruce Lee fan. As a child, I think
that's what the three of us have in common.
Yeah, no matter how the
respect we have,
the spectrum of skin color doesn't matter. It's the love for Bruce Lee is the same at this table.
Yeah.
I remember as a kid seeing Return of the Dragon and the final fight with Chuck Norris.
Oh, dude!
And first time I ever saw a fight where someone kills someone with their bare hands. I didn't even know that could happen.
With the next twist,
amazing. But then also like as such a little kid, I'm not identifying with Chuck Norris. I'm not identifying with the white guy. Like, he's the bad guy. I'm, rooting for Bruce Lee.
Bruce Lee is a hero.
Absolutely, he's a hero in every one of his movies. Yeah. And I feel like, in every one of his movies, he tends to play a character that is refusing to fight. It's initially, it's like, no, like fighting at the last resort.
Like, I don't need to prove myself.
And my understanding of this scene in the film is he instigates.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Well, he's even brashly talking about Muhammad Ali and how he could beat up Muhammad Ali, and
so he's bragging.
Yeah, and
it's very arrogant, right?
Yeah, and
okay, so let me kind of rewind back. My experience, right? I was born in the '80s. A lot of Bruce Lee stuff came out in the '80s, right? So when I came to America, I didn't really watch all of the movies normal children would be watching or have known about, right? I didn't see Back to the Future till I was in high school. I didn't see any of those movies because when I was a kid, all I wanted to watch were Bruce Lee flicks. Even though, there's
only like 5 of them.
There's 5 or 6 of them, and my parents would let me watch that shit even though there was hella blood and titties, but it was Bruce Lee. It was Bruce Lee.
Enter the Dragon was probably some of the first set of titties I saw.
Same, right?
Yeah. Did your family ever try to pass you off on the Bruce Lee? The Bruce, no.
All of the other knockoffs? But I saw those at the rental store, and I'm like, this isn't him, but it might be. Let me get both of these, right?
No, but the one that did kind of set it off was Dragon.
The Bruce
Jason
Lee
Scott
story.
Lee, the one where the Bruce.
That was a great movie.
That movie, no matter what, straight up, at the end, which is we don't worry about how he died. We worry about how he truly lived, and the whole. See, I could thinking about it, I could cry.
I saw that movie in the theater, and it was shortly after Brandon.
Yeah, and
so there was that emotion, because there's a young Brandon portrayed
and you think
in the
about
film.
that with the fans, the way that we are, and we've lived and died with this family. Yeah. So the idea that Shannon reacted the way that she did, I was already apprehensive to see it.
That means that means they did something wrong.
Right. It means they didn't talk to her.
Well, they didn't talk to her. And that's
something I'm not a Tarantino expert, but from any interview, he doesn't seem like the conscientious guy that's going to call up Shannon Lee and say, "Hey, so I want to get your."
However, I shared this story when we were talking about in the warm up. When they were going to release this movie originally, they were going to release it as the 50th anniversary of the Manson murders. And
as a commemoration,
what? Right? They were going to do that, and then the Manson, the surviving victims, realized what they were doing, and got on the news and started complaining about it. Tarantino reached out to them,
but only then, right?
Right, but so I have not yet heard of him reaching out to Shannon, because Shannon, after he said what he said about it's just a fictional character, just said. He should just shut the hell up.
Bruce Lee is not a fictional character,
but Bruce Lee is not a fictional. And even if even if you use the argument of Bruce Lee's this bounty hunter is a fictional character and he can do whatever he wants because I've created him that way, fine. Then think about it in the context of you're using an Asian American true life hero, an icon,
a literal legend,
to aggrandize your fictional character who's a white dude.
Yeah. Who's like Brad Pitt evoking this whole Robert Redford nostalgia of white Hollywood.
And guess what? Brad Pitt exudes that himself, and he don't need to beat up Bruce Lee in a movie to make you think that Brad Pitt... Fight Club. You can... Brad Pitt can play the character that you can think of, that he can beat up anybody and everybody. You didn't have to beat up Bruce Lee in a movie and make him look like a dumbass.
And Bruce Lee didn't get, live a long life to be able to, talk back to this. I had this thought where... what if Tarantino had made a movie about an aging white rapper played by Brad Pitt, but it's a period piece where he's a rap battle against a fictionalized portrayal of Tupac Shakur and kicks Tupac Shakur's ass? It'd be fucking problematic, right? Like, why
y'all mad about Jay-Z with the NFL? Y'all have been crazy mad about some stuff like that, for real.
I feel like it's a similar thing like that Tarantino wouldn't shy away from that.
No, he wouldn't. He would have wrote it.
Like it.
And he'd probably put the N-word in the script like 50 million times.
Yeah.
But see, that's what, I mean, the idea of just entitlement and cultural appropriation that he has in all of his movies.
Yeah.
And then you can't really use the defense of fictionalized character if you appropriate from all the different movies that you watch from as a kid, from Shaft to all the different blaxploitation movies that you take from, all of this stuff. You can't say there's so many things.
Do you think this movie is getting? I mean, this movie is getting more heat than. You remember that Bruce Lee movie that came out a few years ago, where they made him super arrogant and he had to fight like this monk?
Yeah, but that wasn't Tarantino, and it wasn't like $150 million on opening weekend, and didn't get the attention.
I don't even know what that is.
So it is a question of.
And that one too was also not approved by the family.
Right.
Yeah.
So that one's also problematic. But is the question, this is getting more attention, or is it? I mean, they're both shitty.
Well, but this is Brad Pitt and Tarantino
and DiCaprio in this film. I mean, these are like the
this is the A-list.
Right. This is the A-list as of today.
So he's already under the microscope. And then, as we were talking earlier, it's not like Tarantino specifically doesn't have history with Bruce Lee as a character. He puts a white woman, in the iconic Game of Death costume
that beats up hundreds of Asian dudes. When you want to talk about emasculating Asian men, and you using that as an homage,
I feel emasculated.
I do. I had to look up the word emasculated, by the way, just because it's a long
YouTube.
It's a long word.
So it's the same guy who did that is now having a problematic portrayal. And here's this,
and not even that. Kill Bill, the main dude, the boss,
David Carradine
was David Carradine, the dude who took Bruce Lee's role in Kung Fu after Bruce Lee thought of the whole goddamn show.
The white guy who portrays the Kung Fu master in the show that they wouldn't let Bruce Lee play.
Because he looked too Asian.
So, I don't know if you guys saw this, but Brad Pitt and the stunt coordinator or the fight choreographer of the scene.
I did see
the original ending of that fight. So again, I haven't seen it, but I've read a lot about it. They were going to have like 3 moments. So I guess Bruce wins one and he wins one. The original writing was going to be that Bruce loses.
It goes
right.
It goes, yeah.
And Brad Pitt was like,
"This is Bruce Lee." That was his.
We're talking about Bruce Lee, and so did the choreographer. Like we're fans. Like, and so it was again much like Tarantino reacting when the Manson family survivors of the massacre complained, like when his main star, and then he backs off. But again, he wrote it to have Bruce Lee lose that fucking fight.
Yeah. Like he could have easily wrote it as a draw, or he could easily.
Now, if you meta this whole thing out,
right?
If you meta this whole thing out, and you're talking about a white, aging, that's the character, right? A white, aging Hollywood stuntman grasping on to the Hollywood age. The old timey Hollywood, right? And this is when men were men, right? And then he can beat up this new, brash, multicultural, ethnic, uppity, supposed just, hey, it's better when you're a sidekick.
Putting him in his place.
Yeah, put you in your place, and you're not replacing us. Muhammad Ali, who you're talking about, can be right in your spot. And then you put all this, and you look at it like that, and you're like, wow. I was so mad when they did Tilda Swinton as the Ancient One in Doctor Strange. And when I look at it, and I look at this, and I look at Kill Bill, and I look at all of it, and I'm like, wow, she beat up like famous martial arts, Japanese, Chinese characters, and then hundreds of Asian dudes in my man's outfit that he was the last movie they didn't
he
even
died
finish.
during the production of that film. And that was the other thing. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar had, he worked with him on Game of Death, and he came out against the portrayal of him in this film. So it's like, this isn't, when I read any comment threads, which again is always the mistake.
Don't ever read comment threads.
But man, it gets,
we read your comments though,
yes.
so please.
Make comments. Just know that if they're fucking stupid, we're going to shake our heads.
I'm going to delete your shit.
No, we won't delete it. We're going to leave it up there so that for the rest of your life,
know which side
people are
going to
know you're stupid. Is what I'm saying. So don't say stupid shit, because I clap back to that shit. I'm looking at you, 69 booty fuck. I'm looking at you. Don't say shit.
Why would their screen name be 69 booty fuck?
Because that's the type of name that a troll would have, is 69 booty fuck.
They think it's cool.
They think it's cool to say stupid shit. I'm just saying. Masturbate. Pornhub is free now. I'm just saying. Release that energy in a different way.
69 booty fuck.
I'm just saying. You better stay off my comment thread.
William 47.
So, I'll try to say something real quick on to try to counter this a little bit. You guys familiar with the Worf effect? No. Star Trek Next Generation.
Worf, yeah.
Is the baddest character,
no.
Klingon warrior.
Yeah, Worf, yeah.
But there became this thing whenever there was like a new monster of the week or villain of the week. In order to show how incredibly tough this monster was, they would have throw Worf against the wall, and it ended up happening so often that Worf is always getting his ass kicked.
Right, yeah. So, I remember that. Yeah.
I think, that's the idea behind, he's trying to say, hey, this character is such a badass.
Right.
He can beat Bruce Lee.
Sure.
That's the idea that I think that's about as far as Tarantino thought about it.
Sure.
I hate this.
No, but
the dragon!
No, but the thing that I do like about it is that there is a lot of public response to it, like Kareem's response, and even Brad's response when you talk about how he responded during the filming process, and the fight coordinator. I mean, a lot of people were not about this.
Right.
And Tarantino is about his vision. He's about his vision. He's always going to be that.
He's about his ego.
He's very myopic in that way. So that's how he's going to deal with things.
Has the actor said anything?
I haven't read anything.
Well, no, but the actor, Michael Moe is his name. And he is... I'm happy that none of the backlash came to him, because he was just trying to do his job.
Right,
so I'm happy that... Because he did a good job. I mean, that's probably one of the best impressions of Bruce Lee that I've ever... His voice was it was on point. His accent, everything was great. Even his fighting style was good. But... I'm glad that he can still work, because he's in that new Snake Eyes movie.
Oh, right.
He just got cast in that new Snake Eyes movie.
Snake Eyes?
Yeah, so good for him. Yeah. But
let me ask you guys this. Okay, since you've both seen the movie, you want to have this scene. You want to have Bruce Lee in it. How do you do it? How do you do it, but you still keep this story working, you still try to achieve, is there a way to... Because, again, I don't think that you can't have Bruce Lee in a movie.
No, there were so many ways. If you were dealing with the Manson murders... And there was a story about Bruce Lee, the director. I can't remember his name off the top of the head, but the director who's Sharon Tate's husband. Yeah. He had found
that piece of shit.
He had found he's a piece of shit. Child.
Right.
Roman Polanski.
Yeah. See, and fuck you, because we almost forgot your name, because that's how much we get.
Because I don't want to keep you in my head.
Yeah.
But anyway, but Roman Polanski thought that Bruce Lee was involved in the murders.
I just heard of that for the first time. That's
so if you're dealing with the Manson murders and you're dealing with reality of it, maybe have the director character or something where you have, Bruce Lee's suspected of the murder. You can still have Bruce Lee in your movie and actually have it in a more historically accurate way. Maybe even have him fight your character, whatever you want to do.
But don't you think, it would be cool to play off the trope of, wouldn't instead of instigating like a bully, again, it would be playing off the trope of Bruce would refuse.
But even then,
but also even a respectful contest Bruce would take up. You know what I mean? Like a sparring match,
Yeah.
like a real
one,
head on.
or if you're really gonna make it like, because I've read online a lot of the argument. It was a fantasy, which it was.
Yeah.
Right. Well, then
But
shoot
it was a
it.
flashback, and
But yeah.
was it played as a flashback, or was it played as
But
a
that's what I'm
tall
saying.
tale?
Like the way that it was shot, the way that it looked like an actual fight.
Yeah. Okay.
So if nothing else, add a little ethereal. And I'm not trying to tell you how to direct
It
your
didn't-
movie. I'm not telling
it
you how to
didn't-
rewrite your movie. But if you want it to be a fantasy and you really truly want it to be like Bruce Lee's this ethereal, like monolithic person to fight, then set it up that way. But
Yeah, they set it up like a real
but they set it up like a
backstage
fight.
brawl.
Okay.
Yeah, like
Right.
it happened.
Like
Like
they had
it
a
was not
tussle,
it was
and
not
it's
a
like-
fantasy. It was a flashback, and this
yeah.
actually
Okay.
happened, type of thing. So it I don't know, man. You can argue, and again, we know we're not going to rewrite the movie here. We're not going to reshoot the movie here.
Yeah.
But as a piece of art, we can react to it.
Yeah,
And-
for sure. That's all content is nowadays.
Yeah.
Anyway. Like we're just reacting to shit that's been.
And I don't think you
Right.
guys are saying like Tarantino as a white guy can't touch characters that are not white.
No.
And again, I think the trolls like tend
First
to
of
jump
all,
immediately to
yeah, that ship has sailed, homie. I mean, y'all have been working on
Yeah,
characters for
yeah.
a long time.
For sure.
Really.
But there's a way that he could have, again, like you do something, my dad once pitched an idea to me. He read an article about I think it was a World War II Chinese fighter pilot. That was a woman. That was like a hero or something.
Yeah.
He's like, this is an amazing story. Like, this could be a movie you make. And I'll be like,
Almost like a World War II Mulan.
hey, oh, well.
I mean,
Hashtag boycott.
yo,
Milan.
hey,
World
hey.
War II.
Well, World
Revenge
War
of
II or
Wushu?
medieval.
Revenge
World
of
War II,
Mushu?
Revenge of Mushu. Yeah, because they didn't put him in the live action.
Yeah.
No, but I mean, really, we're talking about a scene in the movie, an arbitrary scene in the
Yeah.
movie, when there's a lot of people in Hong Kong who actually,
Yes.
there's a lot of
Yeah.
there's some real stuff going on that.
I went to the Bruce Lee Museum in Hong Kong when I was there.
Mm-hmm.
And, it's a wonderful museum with all these artifacts from his life. This, like, life-size statue. Obviously, there's the statue in Chinatown here in L.A. So it's like, again, I get the idea is, like, someone's going to have a problem if you portray any dead legend in a film.
Yeah.
But I think that, like, Tarantino does not concern him, it seems, to try to tread lightly. That's
It was
just not his
almost
interest.
disrespectful.
Well, like-
right?
well,
'Cause,
like-
I was in Seattle,
Uh-huh.
and the only thing I wanted to do was see my boy. Like,
Yeah.
you
That's
know,
it.
and
Oh,
I
yeah.
went and I saw the gravestone. I dusted the leaves off.
Wow.
And I just sat there.
Yeah.
And it was like probably the craziest ethereal experience that I've
Yeah,
had.
dude, because it's your dad.
Yeah.
It's like your. It's like your.
It
it's
is.
like
He's
your.
the-
It's like your
the TV
TV
dad.
dad.
Right.
For real. Like
Yeah,
every
for sure.
every kid growing up watching Bruce Lee.
Yeah.
He was your dad. So imagine somebody making fun of your dad and beating up your dad in a movie. You're not going to take it that way.
Or,
that well.
and it's not the villain of the movie that's doing it.
No,
It's the hero.
Yeah, it's the hero.
It's
So
not
you,
like some bullshit story that some guy's like, yeah, I saw Bruce Lee once and I kicked his ass, and then
dude.
shows a really bullshit. It's like you're
It's the
supposed
hero
to.
of the story.
And you're making the hero better by beating him up.
Yeah.
And which to me is like literally what all of Hollywood has. And I
That's what
read
they
this in
did
an
to
article.
him.
That's what they did to him in his real life, and they're just doing it to him again. I mean.
Yeah.
And when I
mean-
think back now again to that David Carradine thing, man, and how he put David Carradine in his bill.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
mean,
there's a thread here.
There's a
Yo,
thread,
listen,
bro.
we can go
We're
on
gonna talk
and
about
on.
this forever.
We can
could.
go on and on,
We could.
but I think that is a good place to end. We're gonna go talk about it some more. If you have thoughts on the Bruce Lee Once Upon a Time in Hollywood situation, leave the comments. Please just do all the internet things. Subscribe, like, share your friends, and then we'll see you next time.
Don't